you just savor every minute of it. Because there's nothing quite like sitting in the same seat your grandfather did, or gazing up at the garden banners and dreaming of the next one. So tonight, only here, only in Boston, we celebrate and honor greatness.
Boston, please make some noise and welcome tonight's host, Sean McDonough.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. How about a hand for DJ Breck 1? Thanks for being here tonight. Great job. A couple of months ago, I got a phone call from my dear friend, Red Sox incoming president, Sam Kennedy. Let's give Sam a round of applause. I thought he was engaging me in a conversation about the First Amendment. He said, Sean, do you believe in free speech? And I said, of course I do. I'm a journalist. Free speech is part of the foundation of America. He said, well, that's good. Then you won't mind speaking for free at the Globies in the beginning of October. He said, at least we'll be paying you what you're worth. I said, no problem. I used to work for Ness and I know what it's like to not get paid. So that just so you know, Don Orsillo wrote these opening jokes for me. About time Don got a little attention this month. I asked Sam earlier tonight at the cocktail reception, you know, this is a Globe event, a Red Sox event, Fenway Sports Group. Well, why didn't you use a Nesson anchor person or on-air talent to host the Globies? And Sam said, well, we were afraid they might be nervous since they're not used to speaking with this many people watching. No bitterness from McDonough. Let it go. It's been 10 years, for crying out loud. Some of you may know I spent 17 years, one of the great honors of my life, broadcasting the Red Sox games from 1988 to 2004. Thank you. I left because of illness and fatigue. The Red Sox got sick and tired of me. So I was surprised to get the invitation back here tonight. Before we go any further, how about a hand for the great staff here at the House of Blues and all the people who prepared and served the food and beverages that we're enjoying tonight. I have not been in here in several years, and it's just beautiful what they've done with this place. Don Law is here tonight. We appreciate what he and his colleagues have done for so many aspects of life in our city. And I was so impressed by the service. We were at the reception upstairs in the foundation room, and I was having a cup of coffee, and I dropped my spoon, and before it hit the ground, one of the waiters came running over and he handed me a spoon. I said, oh, that's amazing. He said, well, here at the House of Blues, Mr. Law is all about efficiency, and a lot of people drop spoons, and you know, we're so busy, I don't have time to go to the kitchen and get a spoon every time somebody drops one, so I carry a spoon in my pocket. Here you go. I said, well, that's really impressive. And so I was talking to him, I noticed he had a little piece of rope, it looked like, coming from his trousers. And I said, you know, if you don't mind me asking, what's with the rope sticking out of your trousers? And he said, well, again, it's all about efficiency. We're so busy. You know, when I go to the men's room, I don't have time to wash my hands. So when I go, you know, I pull on the rope and, you know, it happens. And I said, well, if you don't mind, how does it go back? And he said, oh, I use the spoon. So enjoy your dinner tonight. I think we'll be skipping dessert, most of you anyway, at least near that waiter's table. In all honesty and sincerity, and as I tell when I speak to broadcasting classes, the most important thing in broadcasting is sincerity. And as soon as you learn how to fake that, you're all set. but I am truly honored to be here tonight. As many of you know, my late great dad, Will McDonough, worked for the Boston Globe, one of the joys of his life. Thank you. Worked at the Globe for more than 40 years. It's hard for me to believe that he's been gone now for 12 and a half years. And again tonight, it happens every day. There isn't a day that goes by when somebody doesn't stop to tell me a story about my dad, how much they appreciated him, what he did to help them. And I miss him very much. And I know a lot of you do too. So when the Globe asked me to do this, it felt like the right thing to do. And I thank John Henry and Tom Werner and Larry Lucchino. You know, I didn't want to leave the Red Sox, but despite those jokes, that is ancient history for me. And they welcomed me back many times over the years. They gave me a ring from 2004 that I'll always cherish. And I appreciate you guys including me here tonight, because I wouldn't be here had you not welcomed me. So anyway, as we pay tribute tonight to some great New England sports legends, I'd like to dedicate my small part of this tonight to the memory of my legendary dad. And again, I thank you all very much. All right. Now Nesson can start rolling the cameras if they want. We're going to get on with the show. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the first ever Globies, and it's just awesome looking around the room and experience every part of this tonight. Tonight's first of its kind awards presentation brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Let's give them a hand. We appreciate their support. All of us know about the passion of New England sports fans. All of us believe in the possibilities for our teams and our athletes. We expect them to come true. And if they don't, we start planning for next year. When they do, we roll out the duck boats. And isn't it nice that we've seen a lot of those duck boats over the last couple of decades? Tonight, we're here to celebrate that passion, the athletes who inspire all of us on and off the field. We're also here to celebrate those who led their team to victory, who never gave up, and continue to keep on fighting. Tonight would not be possible without the support of our partners. Please join me in thanking them. Mercedes-Benz, as we mentioned, MGM Springfield, Capital One, Budweiser, DraftKings. Yes, give yourselves a hand. Hotel Commonwealth, Tiffany and Company, and Delta Airlines. And all of you are going to get a Mercedes-Benz for being here tonight before you leave. So it's like Oprah. One other note, Nesson, as I mentioned, is here taping this event tonight for a rebroadcast. If you want to watch it, it'll be on Saturday night, this coming Saturday, October 10th at 10 p.m. And if you're one of those people who like to watch the 19 consecutive hours of Nesson Sports Update rolling over and over again, I apologize in advance that we're going to interrupt that for 1 hour before we return you to the Nesson Sports Update Marathon. People keep asking me, you gotta come back to Nesson someday? I don't think so now. I thought there was a chance till about 5 minutes ago. Every year in this part of the world, it seems that we're treated to another iconic moment in Boston sports, or as our late great Mayor Tom Menino would call it, an ionic sports moment. This past year was no different. None of us will ever forget that feeling we felt when Malcolm Butler intercepted the pass, sealing the Super Bowl win for the Patriots. We'll all be thinking about that and telling that story for years to come. So how did we pick tonight's winners? First, the Globe sports editors determined a time frame. They would look at all of the athletes on the field between July of 2014 and July of this year. They sorted through the stats and plays, and they finally came up with a list of nominees. This summer, many of you, and we thank you, cast your votes for the individuals we will recognize tonight. More than 30,000 ballots were cast. After disregarding that, the esteemed editors at the Boston Globe looked at all of this information, added in their professional opinions. They inserted their personal biases and opinions, also tried to figure out which athletes or coaches might actually show up for this tonight, how much he or she hated the media, and then they came up with the list of tonight's winners. So we'll find out in a moment who came on top in the various categories. All throughout the room tonight, you see athletes from our professional sports teams, past and present, including the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Bruins, and the New England Revolution. And there are many people in this room we regard as legends. I saw Louis Tiant walking around here tonight. He's not involved in the ceremony. Every room is better when Louis Tiant is in it. We also have college standouts here tonight, and those individuals who have touched our hearts in many ways that we'll revisit through their efforts off the field. So tonight we celebrate the athletes, we celebrate you, the fans, and everyone who helps make New England the best sports region, not only in this country, but in the world. Here to present our first award of the evening, please welcome Boston Bruins beat reporter for the Boston Globe, Emily Benjamin, and Sean Chavarro of Anheuser-Busch, along with Boston Bruins legend Ray Bourque.